I never thought I'd be standing at my father's funeral, watching my perfect older sister give a tearful eulogy about family values while knowing she'd already emptied his bank accounts. The will reading was supposed to be tomorrow, but Sarah had been helping Dad with his finances for months, and now there was nothing left to inherit except his old watch and a mountain of medical bills. Everyone kept telling me how lucky Dad was to have such a devoted daughter, how she'd sacrificed so much to care for him in his final months. They didn't know she'd been stealing from him the whole time, transferring funds to secret accounts while feeding him lies about investment losses and market crashes. I found the paper trail by accident, bank statements hidden in the recycling, emails she'd forgotten to delete, a second phone with texts to her financial advisor boyfriend planning their escape to Costa Rica once the estate was settled. For weeks, I said nothing, gathering evidence while playing the grieving younger sister, letting Sarah believe her perfect crime was working. The family treated me like an afterthought anyway. Always Sarah this, Sarah that, our golden child who could do no wrong. Even when I showed Mom the discrepancies in the accounts, she waved me off, saying Sarah was just being responsible, that I didn't understand how complicated finances could be. The night before the funeral, I discovered Sarah wasn't just stealing money. She'd been having an affair with Dad's lawyer for over a year, the same lawyer who'd drawn up the will she was planning to challenge. Texts between them detailed how they'd manipulate the documents, how they'd claim Dad wasn't of sound mind in his final weeks, how they'd split everything 50-50 once the courts were done. I felt the anger boiling inside me, that familiar heat that comes when you realize someone you love has been playing you for a fool your entire life. All those years of being second best, of hearing, why can't you be more like your sister, of watching her get the bigger room, the better car, the parental approval I could never quite earn, it all crystallized in that moment. She wasn't just greedy, she was pathological, a master manipulator who'd been conning our family since we were kids. The funeral was packed with relatives, family friends, business associates, everyone who'd ever admired Sarah's perfect facade. When she stepped up to the podium, tissues in hand, voice trembling with practiced grief, I waited for just the right moment. She was halfway through her story about Dad teaching her to ride a bike when I stood up in the middle of the pews. Before my sister finishes her beautiful speech, I said, my voice clear and steady in the hushed chapel, I think everyone should know what she's been doing with Dad's money. I didn't shout, didn't cry, just stated facts as I pulled out the printed evidence, passing copies to the relatives in the front row, bank statements showing the transfers, screenshots of the texts with her boyfriend, the timeline of her affair with the family lawyer. Sarah's face went from confused to horrified to pure rage in seconds. She's lying, she screamed. But the documents didn't lie, and neither did the dates, the amounts, the damning words in her own texts. The lawyer tried to slip out the back, but my uncle blocked the door. Chaos erupted. Mom fainted. Cousins started shouting. The pastor tried to restore order, while people scanned the papers with widening eyes. In the end, the police were called, Sarah was arrested for fraud and elder abuse, and the lawyer lost his license. The money was frozen, the will contested with proper legal representation, and I finally got my fair share. Not that it mattered compared to watching the family's golden child fall from grace. Sometimes doing the right thing feels terrible in the moment, but watching justice unfold is its own kind of inheritance.